Alrighty, so we've got some door issues going on here. You can see this hinge is spread really bad, and you can see that it's kind of shaped like a V like this. And then you can see that this hinge pocket is pulled back here, and the hinge pocket is pulled back here. Okay, so you can see, hopefully we can see all of that like so. And then you can just see all of these different angles here where it should be much more flat, kind of like this one down here, and that's also causing problems over here. We can see that the door is obviously hitting on this side pretty significantly. So we've got a lot of issues going on here, and that really has to do with, if you notice this indication here and then look at how the door closer is installed, unfortunately that is installed incorrectly to where the door closer is actually hitting on there, and then that is causing the flex. You can see it. Okay, I'll just go ahead and show, like right there. Let's see if that catches everything as good as possible. See how it flexes. So we can see how that flexes that hinge pocket like so, which is not a good thing. Okay. And what that does is then it bends this hinge pocket out this way, and it bends that one out this way. You can easily see that as the hinge just kind of sits in there. This is kind of curled in, and then that side is pulled out. What we are going to do is use the Framon tool that we have here, and that is going to go ahead and readjust this plate and pull this plate back and readjust everything, because the geometry of the hinge, because it's pulled over here and here, and notice that the hinge, see how the hinge isn't sitting back in the center? It's kind of off to this side right here. It's pulled in forward. Because this hinge is pulled in this way, it's causing the whole door to lean over. So that's, again, caused by the wind. The wind will grab this door, it'll whip this door, and then boom, as you can see that hinge, I mean, just look at that hinge jump. Just look at it go. See how it's jumping? That's what's causing that problem. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that. First, we're gonna start off by removing the hinge from the door. You can do this while the door is still mounted and leave the other two hinges in place. Here, we've got a hinge screw that is stripped, so we have to get it out just a little bit and then use those pliers to help apply outward force while rotating the screw with the impact driver. Also note that you will have the best luck with a number 3 Phillips head screw, and the impact driver provides enough torque to be able to get it off. See how badly damaged this is. Go ahead and take a look and see how it's twisted. See how it's twisted here and sunk in there? And then this one's the exact opposite. This one is twisted that way, so this edge is sticking out and that edge is sticking in. Okay? So I just want to demonstrate that and show exactly what that looks like. Alrighty, so now we're going to take our Framon Manufacturing HRS-1 out of the bag and begin installing it or putting it on with the supplied Allen head screws that have the same thread that fits into the hinge support or reinforcement portion that is the backing in the door and in the frame. And you can see that you just use the Allen wrench to tighten it down and get it snug so that it has something to attach it to that portion. And then we have the larger bolts here. Okay, so once we get these here, notice that we're on this side of the door trying to turn this hinge pocket this way. So we're trying to just bend it. So all of the pressure is going to be on this side of the door because this is the high side, this is the low side. So we're literally bending it and tweaking it this way. And you can see that those are attached to that hinge pocket. And then now you've got a little gap right here so that you can see that start to work, okay? Now this door on this utility room isn't going to be winning any beauty contests anytime soon, and nobody's going to really take note or notice. If you have a high traffic door or a very high-end quality door that you don't want to mark up, make sure you put a piece of metal or something as a buffer under those bolts before tightening down so they don't scratch. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing over here. And again, so this is the high side, this is the low side, this is the flex point where it's been flexing this end out and this end out over here and this end out over here. So we need to pull this back into place. And for that, or no, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to do that on the inside again here. The tool will work on both the hinge side and the frame side, as long as you can get the tool in place and put it in the correct holes so that you're straightening it in the correct direction or bending it in the correct direction that you want it to go. Again, you can put a piece of metal or some kind of buffer, even something as simple as a business card or some piece of thin metal underneath the bolt, in between the bolt and the frame or the bolt and the door, so that it does not scratch anything. And just tighten it down with a crescent wrench until it looks as though you're getting it in the correct position and straight again. Do not overcorrect, or you can break the welds behind there as well. All right, so now we have these both straight again. Okay, as you can see, that take this, give you a little plate thing off here. There, that's better. Now we simply put the hinge back in place. Again, impact driver, if you are so inclined to use one, be careful, they can strip the screws out very easily, and you can break screws using one as well. So if your impact driver has different settings, it might be a good idea to put those settings on one of the lower torque settings so it prevents you from causing any damage or breaking anything. A number 3 Phillips head bit is also required so that it doesn't strip the screws out, and it will help you put everything back into place. Everything's looking nice and flat and flush, and those are all really good things. Now let's go ahead and see if this thing works. All right, so we've got everything straightened up. You can see how that hinge is sitting a lot flatter now. Now everything isn't so squished and so V'd out, and it's actually pulled this back here. And before, the door would kind of want to stop right about here. That was the main problem, is it was just kind of hanging out right here, just like that. But now it actually goes ahead and closes all the way flush and flat. That is how the Framon Manufacturing HRS-1 can help you and your door situations for doors that have wind issues and where they're using the door closer as a doorstop. Contact Framon Manufacturing or your favorite supplier to pick up your Framon HRS-1 Hinge Mount Repair Tool. Thanks for watching and have a great day.